Hi teachers! Okay, are you looking for that technology station in math or ELA that's number one, right on that standard that you're teaching, number two, super fun and interactive for the students, and number three, easy for you to set up? Well, perfect. You're in the right place because today I am going to walk you step by step through how to assign a targeted practice in Freckle. This means a assignment for your students that is based on that standard that they're learning and will pop up right when they log into Freckle during their technology station. We all know Freckle is a friend to our class through ELA, math, science, and social studies practice. The students can get on there, do their thing on their level, but not many people know of the targeted practice feature through Freckle. I'm excited to show you all that you can do with this tool. We are going to be assigning, so if you look on the left hand side, there's a bar with some options. We're going to go to where the briefcase is and click assignments. On this page, you'll see you can select the class. So I'm looking at my homeroom right now, and within that roster of my homeroom, it will show all the assignments that have been assigned to those kids. It can be assigned from you or your co-teacher, so keep that in mind. I'm going to choose the demo course for my class today so that later I can show you what the student side looks like after I assign the task. Once you've assigned which class, you assign the subject. So we're going to be looking at math today. And we will go ahead and get started by clicking on this button on the right with the plus sign that says Add an Assignment. When we click on this button, we have a few options that pop up. We have the subjects once again, so we're going to stick with math. But we have three different types of tasks the students can complete. There's the target and skills domain, target, skills, and domains, building the basics, and extended thinking. Within the targeted skills and domains, we have targeted practice right here. This is what we will be using today. It's going to take one standard and give them practice on that one standard. The adaptive math is something that's already in their side of Freckle. It gives them a pretest and it puts them right on their level, and then they can work at their own pace at their own level. So we will not need to assign from here. And then the last one in this section is assessment. So you can put multiple standards within the assessment and assign that to your students. Just looking for future reference, we have build the basics. Fact practice is already built into their side that they can do anytime. And number facts, you can assign if you have a student that needs a little bit more number sense. With extended thinking tasks, we have inquiry-based lessons. This is something that you would do as a class. It's teacher-led. And then we have depth of knowledge. Keep in mind depth of knowledge as we're also looking at targeted practice, because sometimes there's an option to do depth of knowledge tasks based on a certain standard, but it just has a little bit more of a challenge to it. It's mostly word problems. So you can also assign depth of knowledge based on a standard. So let's go over to the left-hand side, first option, targeted practice. Go ahead and click on that, and it takes us to our assignment page. So we can choose several classes. It still has us with the demo course, but if you want to assign it to several classes, you can. Then under here, it will pop up with each student's name. You can select or unselect whoever you want to access this assignment. If we scroll down, the next section is select your standard. In this list, it includes all of the math standards for all of the grades. That can be a little confusing to me, so I like to search by domain instead, this button right below the standard drop-down. If you click on this blue button, you can click on the drop-down the domain. So we're going to be doing fractions in upper grades 3 through 5. And then it will give you the standards for that domain. And we're going to do fraction multiplication. Over here on the right side, we can see we have selected this standard. And there are multiple skills within this standard. Some standards don't have multiple skills, so you won't see these options below. But with this one, you can choose all skills, or you can choose one or the other skill, or there's an option to choose the focus skill, which the focus skill is the skill they'll be building off of next year. So I'm just going to pick the focus skill, but you can pick any of these, whatever you feel is appropriate. When we scroll down to the next section, this section you will select the number of questions. I like to do 5 questions or 10 questions for a technology station. 5 questions if it is a task that takes a little bit more time to get through each problem, but 10 questions if it is relatively quick. So I'm going to do 10 questions, and the great thing is right below you can choose to view the questions. If you scroll down and see one that you don't like, you can change it and they'll change up the numbers. If you like them, just keep on going. And we come on down to the support settings. Now, not every standard has support settings, so you won't always see this option, but here we do. Support settings include tutorial videos before they start the task and hints. You can choose for everybody to see that. You can choose for nobody, or you can choose students below this level. And that's what's cool about this program is they know your students' level based on their practice on the website already. So if they had scored lower than the standard on their pre-assessment, they haven't worked their way up past this standard, the students below this level option will allow them to see these supports. And that brings us to the end, the assessment summary. So we can take a look here. We see we have our class. We want our demo class to get this with only 1 student. We have the standard here, which is multiplying fractions, and we're going to be assigning 10 questions. You can assign it immediately, but if you're assigning this at the beginning of the unit or the previous week before during planning, you can assign for the future, which is a great tool. So we're going to go ahead and assign immediately so we can see the other side. So I'm going to assign immediately. And if you'd like to change the title that your students will be seeing, you're able to change it here. I'm just going to keep it as this because it's straightforward. And we are ready to go and check it out on the student side. So to see the student side, on the left-hand bar, there is an option for roster with an icon of people. So I'm going to click on roster, And I'm going to scroll all the way down to my demo course. Over on the right-hand side, it says class code. If you click on this class code, that is what will get you onto the student side. So I'm going to click on the class code, and I'm going to select yes, take me to the student app. This is what the students will see once you have assigned them a targeted practice. As soon as they log in, they will get a note like this, next for you, from your teacher. They will click on that, and it will take them to their backpack. You can see up at the top bar, they have their profile, math, English, and their backpack. In their backpack, this is their to-do list. And then they have the options to see what they have done and their report card. Within their to-do list, they have fraction multiplication. So to start this, they will press the start button. And as they answer the questions, they will earn their coins to then dress their avatars. And we all know our kiddos love when they get to earn those coins. Once they're finished with their task, they can then go over to their math tab, and they can do the adaptive math, which again is just working on their level, or they can do the fact practice. To go back to the teacher side so I can show you the reports, I'm going to go to the top and click go to the teacher app in green. So we're back on the teacher side, and I'm going to show you what the reports look like. I'm going to go back to the left-hand bar to assignments with the briefcase, and I can see the assignments. I need to go to the correct class, so my demo course. And we have our assignments. To see the report card, we will do view reports on the right-hand side. So this takes us to that standard, this assignment. You can see by student how long it took them, their score, or you can go to the next tab over and see by question and see the answer and accuracy for each question. So that includes our tutorial on Freckle. I hope that you found it helpful